Insidious is a popular horror film franchise that delves into the supernatural, focusing on entities that haunt and manipulate the living. The series is noted for its cultural impact, particularly through the introduction of the red-faced demon, a character that embodies fear and the unknown. The cultural impact of Insidious lies in its innovative approach to horror, blending psychological tension with deeply unsettling imagery, which has captivated audiences and influenced the genre. The significance of Insidious in the realm of horror is twofold. Firstly, it has redefined the parameters of supernatural horror, introducing a narrative that relies heavily on tension and atmosphere rather than mere jump scares. Secondly, its impact is evident in the way it has inspired a new wave of horror films that focus on psychological depth and storytelling. By using relatable family settings and tapping into universal fears, Insidious has made horror more accessible and engaging to a broader audience. A real-world example of its cultural influence is the resurgence of interest in supernatural horror films that explore otherworldly dimensions. Movies like The Conjuring and Sinister can trace some creative inspiration back to Insidious, reflecting a trend toward narratives that emphasize storytelling and atmospheric dread. Another example is the increased popularity of media exploring the theme of astral projection, a concept central to the Insidious series. Shows and books touching on similar themes have gained traction, as audiences are drawn to the mystique and terror associated with such otherworldly experiences. Supporters of the film's cultural impact argue that Insidious revitalized the horror genre at a time when it was rife with cliches and uninspired remakes. They praise its ability to create genuine scares through compelling stories and atmospheric tension. However, critics might argue that the franchise leans too heavily on established horror tropes and can occasionally prioritize style over substance. The film's series also faces challenges, particularly in how the red-faced demon has come to symbolize fear. While iconic, this character has been critiqued for lacking development, serving more as a visual shock than a fully fleshed-out antagonist. Some purists of the horror genre argue that the commercial success of such films might overshadow smaller indie projects that offer more innovative narratives. In terms of connectivity, the cultural impact of Insidious extends to other aspects of horror media, influencing the portrayal of supernatural entities and the integration of intricate storylines in horror films and series. This ripple effect underscores the importance of Insidious, not only as a series, but as a catalyst for the evolution of modern horror storytelling. The red-faced demon, a prominent figure in the Insidious film series, is a terrifying antagonist that taps into age-old folklore and mythological archetypes found across various cultures. At its core, this demon is often depicted as a malevolent spirit with a striking red face, a color traditionally associated with danger, anger, and the supernatural. It embodies the universal fear of an evil presence that invades the sanctity of the home, a concept that holds deep psychological fear for many. Historical origins of such a figure can be traced back to multiple cultures where red-faced entities are depicted as embodiments of evil, case, or punishment. In Japanese folklore, the oni are depicted as ogres or demons with red or blue skin, often serving as tormentors. Similarly, in Hindu mythology, there are references to rakshasas, fierce creatures with grotesque appearances, including red faces. These figures are not just meant to frighten, but serve as metaphors for moral lessons, or the balance between good and evil. Understanding these origins enriches the narrative of Insidious, grounding the film's horror elements in a broader cultural context that resonates with ancient fears. It highlights a deep-seated human dread of malevolent forces beyond our control. Two examples illustrating this point include Western interpretations of the devil, often portrayed with an unsettling red visage, and the notion of household spirits that, in various legends, protect or harm families based on their treatment. Opinions supporting the inclusion of such figures in modern horror suggest that they tap into a primal part of the human psyche, drawing on centuries of storytelling that use fear as a tool for entertainment and moral education. However, challenges arise in the potential oversimplification or misrepresentation of cultural folklore, leading to controversy over whether these depictions are respectful or exploitative. This concept intertwines with the broader themes of Insidious, influencing the portrayal of fear and the unknown. The red-faced demon is more than a mere antagonist. It represents an intersection between ancient mythologies and contemporary storytelling. Its representation underscores the timeless struggle against unseen dark forces and enriches the film's narrative by connecting personal fears to a shared human experience. This link invigorates the main story, providing depth and a cultural coherence that captivates the audience, making the horror ever more personal and visceral. The character analysis of the red-faced demon in the Insidious series delves into one of the most chilling and memorable figures in modern horror cinema. Known officially as the lipstick face demon, this entity is a central antagonist in the Insidious series and epitomizes the terror that the films aim to evoke. The red-faced demon is characterized by his menacing appearance, with a black and red complexion, sharp claws, and an unsettling grin. His presence in the movies symbolizes the embodiment of evil and fear, residing in the mysterious dimension known as the further, where he preys on vulnerable souls. The significance of analyzing this character lies in understanding how he shapes the narrative and emotional tone of the films. The red-faced demon is not just a frightening figure. He represents the unseen horrors that lurk beyond the physical realm, tapping into primal fears about the unknown and the possibility of malevolent entities influencing the living world. His character is pivotal in escalating the tension and suspense throughout the series, driving the plot forward as protagonists strive to protect their loved ones from his malevolence. Two specific examples illustrate the impact of the red-faced demon. In Insidious, his sudden appearance behind protagonist Josh Lambert during a daylight scene is one of the film's most iconic and jarring moments, leveraging the element of surprise to instill fear. Furthermore, in Insidious Chapter 2, he remains a looming threat, demonstrating the series' continuity in portraying him as a relentless pursuer of the Lambert family. These instances highlight how the red-faced demon is used to maintain a consistent atmosphere of dread and suspense. Critics and fans of the series often praise the red-faced demon for his distinct and terrifying design, with many considering him a standout villain in the horror genre. However, some critiques focus on the trend of overusing jump scares, which may detract from the deeper psychological horror that the character is capable of inducing. Additionally, alternative viewpoints suggest that the films could benefit from exploring the demon's backstory further, providing more depth and context to his motivations. The red-faced demon connects to broader aspects of scary legends of Insidious by reinforcing themes of possession, astral projection, and the fight against dark forces. His influence permeates the series, intertwining with the psychological battles the characters face and the overarching narrative of confronting and overcoming insidious threats from beyond. Understanding this character enhances appreciation for how the series blends supernatural lore with human vulnerability, creating a compelling and immersive horror experience. In the narrative structure of Insidious, the red-faced demon, often referred to as the lipstick-faced demon, plays a pivotal role as the central antagonist that embodies the film's core essence of fear and suspense. This demonic entity is the linchpin in the story's unfolding, anchoring the supernatural elements and driving the plot forward by perpetuating the terror that ensnares the central characters. The demon's presence not only evokes fear, but it also represents the unknown, tapping into primal human anxieties about what lies beyond the visible world. The significance of the demon in Insidious is multifaceted. First, it provides a tangible form to the otherwise abstract concept of evil and fear, making the narrative more compelling and relatable. By doing so, it transforms an ordinary haunting tale into a profound exploration of darkness and the fragility of the human psyche. The demon's character is instrumental in establishing the thematic framework of the film, as it symbolizes the pervasive and insidious nature of fear itself, lurking beneath the surface of normalcy. Consider the scenes where the demon lures the young boy, Dalton, into a realm known as the Further. This otherworldly dimension serves as a metaphor for the unknown depths of fear that the audience themselves might speculate about in their own lives. Furthermore, the intense scenes between Josh Lambert and the demon during his astral projection journey illustrate the confrontation between personal courage and existential dread, extending the film's themes into a broader commentary on facing one's inner demons. Opinions supporting this idea highlight the effectiveness of the demon as a narrative tool that encapsulates the film's horror elements, while providing a character that is both terrifying and captivating. Critics often note the psychological impact of the demon's portrayal, arguing that it elevates Insidious beyond typical horror fare, making it a standout in the genre. However, there are potential challenges and controversies surrounding this concept. Some argue that the demon's lack of a detailed backstory could make it a less satisfying villain for viewers who crave complex antagonists. Others suggest that its exaggerated portrayal might verge on the melodramatic, risking a disconnect with audiences seeking subtler horror. Despite these viewpoints, the demon's role significantly influences other aspects of the film, such as character development, thematic depth, and the narrative arc. Embodying the fears that the characters must overcome, the demon serves as a catalyst for their growth and resilience, enriching the film's exploration of courage and the human experience in the face of insidious threats.